Jamie was excited. He had been looking forward to this day for weeks, ever since he got the job offer. Now, finally, he was stepping into his new office. He had just joined a new team at work. It was a fresh start, and Jamie was ready to embrace it. He introduced himself to his new colleagues, eager to make a good first impression. Jamie knew first impressions were crucial. He dove into his work with enthusiasm, focusing intently on his tasks. The team was mostly older men with vast experience. Jamie respected that and knew he had a lot to learn from them. Jamie was the youngest by far. This made him stand out, but he saw it as an opportunity to bring fresh ideas to the table. He wanted to fit in. Jamie made an effort to engage with his colleagues, joining them for coffee breaks and team lunches. Jamie was determined to make a good impression. He worked hard and was always prepared, staying late when needed. He wasn't afraid to share his opinions. Jamie believed his ideas could contribute to the team's success and spoke up during meetings. Jamie was also a gym buff. He believed in maintaining a healthy work-life balance and often came to work with his gym bag. He loved to talk about his workouts, sharing his fitness journey with his colleagues to connect on a personal level. Jamie was proud of his achievements and didn't hesitate to let others know. His enthusiasm brought a lively energy to the office. The other team members listened politely. They appreciated Jamie's passion and respected his dedication and hard work. They didn't seem to mind Jamie's boasting. In fact, they found it endearing, often bringing smiles and laughter to the office. Jamie's youthful exuberance was a refreshing change, adding a new dynamic to the team. Jamie admired Chuck. Chuck was the epitome of success in Jamie's eyes, a mentor and a role model who had achieved so much in his career. He wanted to be like him one day. Jamie envisioned himself climbing the corporate ladder, gaining respect and recognition just like Chuck. Jamie knew that he had a lot to learn. He spent countless hours studying documents, absorbing as much knowledge as he could. He was determined to prove himself to Chuck and the rest of the team. Every task was an opportunity to showcase his dedication and skills. He believed his dedication to fitness gave him an edge. Jamie thought that his physical discipline translated into mental toughness and resilience. Jamie would often arrive at the office early. The quiet mornings allowed him to prepare for the day ahead without distractions. He would use the company gym before work. This routine not only kept him fit, but also helped him clear his mind and focus. He would then come into the office energized and ready to tackle the day. His colleagues noticed his high energy levels and enthusiasm. He'd often share his workout routines, highlighting his physical strength. Jamie believed that sharing his fitness journey could inspire others. His colleagues, mostly older, listened with a mix of amusement and indifference. They found his passion for fitness intriguing but not particularly relevant to their own lives. They weren't particularly interested in Jamie's fitness routines. Many of them had different priorities and interests. They were more focused on their work. The office environment was one of productivity and efficiency, yet they never discouraged Jamie. They respected his dedication and saw it as a positive trait. They accepted his enthusiasm as part of his youthful energy. Jamie's passion added a unique dynamic to the team. They appreciated his efforts to connect, even if they didn't share his passion. His attempts to engage with them were seen as genuine and heartfelt. The team had a good dynamic. They worked well together, each bringing their own strengths to the table, and they were always there to support each other. This mutual support created a strong sense of camaraderie and trust within the team. Jamie often sought advice from Chuck, who was always willing to share his wisdom. These conversations were invaluable to Jamie's growth. He would sometimes stay late, working on projects and honing his skills. His dedication did not go unnoticed by his colleagues. When the team achieved success, Jamie felt a deep sense of accomplishment. He knew that his hard work was paying off. Reflecting on his journey, Jamie realized that his admiration for Chuck had driven him to become a better version of himself. He was grateful for the inspiration and support he received from his team. Jamie noticed something about Chuck. He wasn't always available for team events. Jamie had organized team-building activities. He wanted everyone to bond. Chuck would often have to miss out. He had prior commitments. He would often leave the office early on certain days. He never explained why. Jamie was curious. One day Jamie asked Chuck about it. Chuck hesitated for a moment. He then shared a part of his life with Jamie. Chuck volunteered at a local community center. He helped underprivileged children with their homework. Jamie was surprised. He had no idea about Chuck's volunteer work. Chuck explained his reasons. He came from a low-income background. He knew the struggles of growing up with limited resources. He wanted to give back to the community. He wanted to help children who were less fortunate. Jamie was touched by Chuck's story. He never imagined Chuck had such a personal connection to his volunteer work. Jamie's life took an unexpected turn. He had an accident at the gym. He injured his leg severely. The doctors told him he would need surgery. Jamie was devastated. He was worried about his recovery. He was also worried about his job. He didn't know how he would manage. Section 5. The struggle for accessibility. Jamie's recovery was slow and painful. He had to learn to walk again. He used a walker to get around. He was frustrated. He felt limited. Returning to work was challenging. The office building was not very accessible. Jamie had difficulty navigating the narrow doorways. He struggled to climb the stairs. The bathrooms were not equipped for people with disabilities. Jamie felt uncomfortable asking for help. He didn't want to be a burden. He started to feel isolated. He couldn't participate in team activities like he used to. He felt like he was falling behind. Section 6. Chuck's helping hand. Chuck noticed Jamie's struggles. He approached Jamie and offered his support. Chuck had always been observant and empathetic, qualities that made him a great mentor and colleague. He could see that Jamie was overwhelmed and needed someone to talk to.
Hey, Jamie, I've noticed you've been having a tough time lately. Is there anything I can do to help? Sometimes just having someone to listen can make a world of difference. I'm here for you.
Jamie confided in Chuck about the difficulties he faced. He shared his frustrations and anxieties. Chuck listened patiently. He understood Jamie's situation. He had witnessed similar struggles while volunteering with children with disabilities. Chuck's experience with the children had taught him the importance of patience and understanding. He knew that everyone has their own battles, and sometimes they just need a little help to get through them.
I get it, Jamie. I've seen this before with the kids I volunteer with. You're not alone in this. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. We all have our moments. What's important is that you don't have to face this alone.
Chuck was determined to help. He knew the company could do better. He believed that with the right support, Jamie could overcome his challenges. Chuck started thinking of ways to make the workplace more supportive for everyone, not just Jamie.
You should speak up, Jamie. Your voice matters here. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts and feelings. The company needs to hear from people like you to improve.
Chuck became Jamie's advocate. He helped Jamie navigate the company's policies. He connected Jamie with resources. Chuck also started a support group within the company where employees could share their experiences and support each other. This initiative not only helped Jamie but also created a more inclusive and supportive work environment for everyone. Section 7. A voice for change. Jamie found his voice. He realized he wasn't alone. He also realized he could use his experience to make a difference. Jamie decided to advocate for better accessibility in the workplace. He started by sharing his story with his team.
Jamie, we had no idea you were going through all this.
He spoke about the challenges he faced daily. He highlighted the need for a more inclusive work environment. His team members were receptive. They listened with empathy.
Wow, Jamie, this really opened my eyes. We need to do something about this.
They had never considered these challenges before. Jamie's story opened their eyes. They realized the importance of creating a workplace that worked for everyone. Section 8. Redesigning for inclusivity. Jamie's initiative gained momentum. The company decided to take action. They hired an accessibility consultant. They conducted a thorough assessment of the building. They developed a plan to improve accessibility. Renovations began to make the office more inclusive. Ramps were installed, doorways were widened, bathrooms were redesigned, elevators were upgraded. The company invested in assistive technologies. They provided training to employees on disability awareness. Section 9. A company transformed. The company underwent a transformation. The physical changes were noticeable, but the cultural shift was more profound. Employees were more aware of accessibility issues. They were more sensitive to the needs of others. The workplace became more welcoming and inclusive. Employees felt valued and respected. The company benefited from the changes. They were able to attract and retain a more diverse workforce. They became known as an employer of choice for people with disabilities. The company's reputation soared. Customers and clients appreciated their commitment to inclusivity. Section 10. Jamie's transformation. Jamie's life had changed dramatically. He was no longer the same gym-obsessed young man. His accident had been a turning point. He had discovered a new purpose. He was now a passionate advocate for accessibility. He found joy in helping others. He used his experience to make a real difference. Jamie was proud of what he had accomplished. He had challenged the status quo. He had made his workplace a better place for everyone. He had discovered that true strength comes from within. It comes from empathy, compassion, and a willingness to fight for what's right. Section 11. The Power of Empathy. Jamie's journey is a testament to the power of empathy. It shows how one person's experience can spark change. It highlights the importance of listening to and valuing diverse perspectives. Jamie's story is an inspiration to us all. It teaches us that we all have the power to make a difference. It encourages us to embrace our own vulnerabilities. It shows us that true leadership lies in empowering others. Jamie's transformation from gym buff to accessibility advocate reminds us that our greatest challenges can often lead to our greatest triumphs. It's a story about the importance of inclusivity, the strength in vulnerability, and the transformative power of human connection.